What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're actually filming in my room, which I don't think I've ever filmed a sit down video in here, but this is probably going to be the first of many because I'm in the process, if you guys saw my last vlog, I'm in the process of doing a little update to my room. We still got some things that are going to be added, but I just felt like filming in my room today. So today's video is going to be a Q&A. I asked you guys like last week what you want to see more of, and a ton of you guys just said like more personal videos and Q&As and like experience type videos. So I figured, you know, let's just like take you guys' questions from Instagram like I like doing so often. My Instagram is just living like Lindsey. If you do want to follow me on Instagram and you don't already, let's just go ahead and get into it. The first question is, how are you and your man? Do you think he's the one? Pink heart emoji. Me and Sean are really great. I can confidently say we're just doing great in our relationship. It's almost 2 years. It'll be March. Well, it'll be 2 years in March, which is my longest relationship of my entire life. And do I think he's the one? Absolutely. I think I've known literally since I met Sean, or since like very soon after we started dating. I think I've known that he was my one. You know, we're in no rush to make anything more serious in our relationship, in the sense of like, I don't know, we're just very happy with where we're at now. I see him every single day, we hang out every single day, and feeling good. I feel like the lighting is not great in here right now. I have my artificial lighting on, which is not the best, but hey, what can you do? Next question is, do you and Meg ever fight? So Megan and I don't even remember the last time Megan and I got into a fight. It's probably been like at least 2 years or something. Maybe she can remember a more recent one. We used to fight when we were younger, like maybe before high school or like early high school times. We definitely fought because I was like crazy and I was the total like bossy older sister. I always wanted to like be Megan's second mom. And then for some reason, once we both got into high school, we were like best friends ever since that point. We fought a little bit back when we lived together, but I think that's kind of just a normal thing for somebody that you live with. Like, you're gonna have things that come up sometimes that you disagree on and that you fight about, and money stuff and roommate stuff that comes up. But even then, we always made up like the next day, you know what I mean? So I feel very good about that. I mean, I'm almost like 25 years old, so I feel like it'd be a little bit immature if I was fighting with my sister all the time, you know what I mean? Like, we both just kind of support each other and are there for each other, and we don't really have much to fight about, you know what I mean? Weird question, LMAO, but do you have your nipples pierced? Just curious. So I did have my nipples pierced for like 2 years, and then they came out this summer. I was at a camping festival, and literally when I got back home, like after the weekend of the camping festival, like they were not in anymore. The little jewelry balls would like fall off the ends sometimes, and I would have to like replace the jewelry. I loved having them. I probably will get them done again, but they closed up and everything. I got them in like 2016, and I loved having them. I've talked about it in a video before if you missed that. I haven't gotten them again, and I guess they fell out quite some time ago, but I probably will get them again. I miss having them, and they were a pretty easy piercing to keep up with. I think the only thing that got complicated with them was when I started changing the jewelry. I should have just kept my original jewelry in that they put in when I got them pierced, because I really never had any issues there. But once I started changing the jewelry and trying to make them like look cuter, buy new jewelry for them, then they started like to give me more problems, and they would get like a little bit irritated sometimes. I loved having them done and I miss them, but I just haven't rushed to like go and get them again, but I will. Next question, how do your family feel about your career choices, and are any of them against and not supportive of you? No, my parents and my brother and my sister, obviously, they have always supported me in my career and been proud of me, and never really expressed any like, hey, we're not happy with what you're doing. And I think that's just because I've done YouTube and like had my brand, essentially an influencer, since I was like, I literally started when I was like 15 years old, and I've been making my own money since I was like 16, 17 years old. So I think they've always just known that like this is what I want to do, and that if I wanted to do something more, that I would do something else. But I've really never felt any like pressure or not support from my parents. They've always really supported me. Luckily, my parents are not the type to be like, I wish you were doing something else, like I don't support this for you. So I'm very grateful that they've always supported my career choices, I guess you could say. Do you ever get tired or feel overwhelmed / drained by social media? I've never really taken a real, I was thinking about this recently, I've never really taken a real like break from social media. Like there's definitely times where I don't post, and there's times that I'm not posting, but that's not like taking an intentional break where I'm like not on Instagram or not on Twitter. Like I'm still looking at it pretty much every day, but I don't really feel like overwhelmed by social media. I love Twitter. Twitter is like my crack. Twitter is my favorite social networking site. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, mine's just Lindsey Hughes, and I tweet like almost every day. I'm always on Twitter. It's my shit. I love the community of Twitter. It's just like so funny and entertaining. And I also find out a lot of like my news and what's going on in the world from Twitter. And then Instagram, I guess sometimes I feel a little bit like overwhelmed or drained by Instagram, but honestly, if I feel that way, I just close out the app and I just go on about my day. That's something to remind yourself. If you're feeling that way, you can always delete the app for a few days. You can always delete the app indefinitely if it's causing you stress or anxiety in your life and you're just like, I don't like looking at this. Also, I think it's really important to follow the people that you want to follow, and please don't feel bad about like muting people. That's something that's so great that you can do on Twitter and Instagram. You can mute people's stories, you can mute people's posts if you don't like them. I don't know, like obviously you can always unfollow. Don't feel bad unfollowing people. I unfollow people if I don't connect with their content anymore. And I think just curate your Twitter or your Instagram or Snapchat or whatever it is to what you actually like and what you want to see, and that can make it so much healthier. And unfollow that content that's not making you feel good. You know, honestly, you don't need to be seeing it if it's not making you feel good. Whatever happened with your ex-boyfriend Michael? Is there bad blood, and do you ever talk to him? There's not bad blood. We have always been cordial with each other. He always wishes me like a happy birthday. I honestly hadn't seen him since we broke up. I don't think I had seen him since we broke up until like a month ago. But it was really good to see him. It wasn't weird for me. And there's definitely not bad blood. What happened, I guess you could say, is just that like I personally like wasn't fully invested in the relationship anymore, and I had already kind of like mentally left the relationship, and that really wasn't fair to him, obviously. And I think once I realized that and expressed to him like, hey, this isn't what I want right now, it's a little bit too serious for me right now, and this just isn't like what I needed to be right now, despite how great you are, like he's a great person. I think it was my first real relationship, and it was a short relationship. We were only together for like 5 months, but you know, we were on YouTube together for a short time, and you guys, if you watch the vlogs, like you knew of him. So that's kind of how I feel from my like point of view. It just wasn't where I needed to be at the time. Like I think I just needed to be single at that time, and it took some time for myself after that, and I was single for like almost a year before like even meeting Sean. So next question, do you ever think of leaving YouTube completely behind? I really don't. I never have had, I don't think I've ever actually had like a really serious thought like I want to quit YouTube or I want to leave. I've taken breaks before, and I've been like years ago, like 2 years ago or something like that, I've been like a lot less invested with it, but I've never like wanted to just drop it and leave it behind ever. So I love this. It would make a huge hole in my life if I wasn't on YouTube. I love creating and uploading and like reading you guys' comments and chatting with you guys. It's just such a huge part of my life now after like almost 9 years. So it would just be very weird for me to leave YouTube behind it. It's not something that I want to do, so I'm gonna be here as long as you guys are here. This is kind of like a related question. Are you still having a hard time loving YouTube like you were a couple of years ago? And the answer is completely no. Like I am for the past couple months especially, and like now I am so happy on YouTube. I love creating. I get super excited about planning my filming day for the week. Like today's my filming day for the week. I'm filming a vlog and I'm filming this video. I just feel completely different than I did when I was in like, I guess, kind of a YouTube burnout a couple years back, maybe like 2015, 2016, when I would take all these like month-long breaks from my channel and I would like post vlogs, but I wouldn't post on my main channel. And the decision a year ago to switch all of my content to one channel has like been the best YouTube decision I've made. It's probably one of like the best decisions I made since I started my channels, to have everything on one platform that is actually consistent. Like I probably haven't taken off, probably the longest I've taken off is like 2 or 3 weeks in the past year, and that was only when I literally lost my camera and like could not film. And I haven't wanted to take time off. I'm just in a really good place with YouTube, and I think my mindset, if you are a creator or whatever you're doing, you're kind of in a phase of like burnout or like I don't want to be doing what I'm doing. I think what helped me so much, not only like time, but like you have to like re-fall in love with why you started doing it in the first place. And I think I re-fell in love with the excitement of filming what I wanted to make rather than what I thought people wanted to see from me, and like the videos I felt like I had to make, or like I just felt so, I was comparing myself to so many people and I just wasn't in a good place mentally. And then once I came back to that point of like, why did I start this? I started this to like share the videos that I love and that I care about, and not for anybody else. Like I started this for me and like what I want to share that I love. And you come back to that and separate yourself from like the views and everything, and that's at least what like helped me get completely over that. This question is, if you had a baby tomorrow, what would you call them, boy and girl? So I guess I gotta come up with 2 baby names, and luckily for you, I have 2 baby names. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a kid, honestly. You guys know this about me. I don't really want to have a kid, but who knows, when I'm in my 30s, whatever the crap, maybe I'll be like, I really want to have a kid. So it's not off the table for me, but it's not something that I want to do anytime soon. But if I did have a baby like tomorrow, like the question says, if it was a girl, I would name her Ellie. I love the name Ellie. I think it's so cute. I feel like it's a cute child name, but I don't know if she would like the name so much if she was like 30. So that's probably what I would name my girl. And then if I had a boy, I would name him Easton. I love that name so much too. And isn't it funny that they both start with E? Those are my baby names. So if I had twins, that would be some cute twin names, Ellie and Easton. I think that'd be cute at least. So those are some names that I like if I had a baby tomorrow. Which girl? If I had a baby tomorrow, that would be problematic. I'm not ready for that. Okay, this question is like more of an advice one, and she says, I want to quit my job and start working for myself so badly. Any general advice to help a sis out? I can give you some advice of what I've heard other people say that have left their 9-to-5 and started their own business. This is some things that I have heard from people that have done this, and I can just give you advice from what I think. Like, first of all, I think, you know, you already made the first step. You already decided that this is what you want to do, and you need to trust that. So I would say don't rush to quit your job. I would say save up as much money as you can for the next few months working your job, and definitely don't quit your job until you have something else solid that you know you can be putting, like, that you know you can be creating good income off of. Don't quit your job and like start something from zero, whether it's like a side hustle or a business that you're starting, or something that you already do on the side. You're gonna want to start putting as much time and energy into that as you can right now while you're still working your 9-to-5. I know that sounds really hard, but this is what I've heard that people that do this have to do. Like, you really have to start putting all of your extra time and energy and weekends and nights into what you love and what your passion is, while you're still creating income and saving income from your main source, from your main job. I would say make a business plan, decide, get very, very clear on what it is that you want to do, and figure out how you are going to like put all of your time that you put into your job into what you want to do to work for yourself. Save up as much money as you can. Maybe take the next like 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is, make as much money as you can at your job, save as much money as you can, and then when you feel like you know you're gonna be able to make the same amount of money, maybe it's not the same amount of money, but maybe it's close enough to what you were making at your 9-to-5, then that would be a time where you could quit your job. But because you can't quit your job and start making $0, that's going to be problematic and you're going to have to get another job. So you want to make sure you're going to be able to monetize whatever it is that you want to be doing. It is so possible, and you absolutely can start something for yourself from literally nothing. Like, so many girl bosses have done it, so many female business owners. Like, this is absolutely possible for you. Another question, the tea. During your time in college, when you were single, did you hook up with people a lot? Like, I had phases. I definitely like didn't hook up with anyone until I was like 18 or 19 years old or something like that. Well, I guess that's like college time. Before college, I was like such a prude. I wasn't even like prude by choice. I was literally prude because nobody wanted to kiss me, nobody wanted to hook up with me. Like, I was like low-key ready, and like nobody in high school gave a fuck. Which is fine, honestly, like not a big deal. Everyone has their own time that they like have their first kiss or first have sex or whatever the hell it is. Honestly, it was the time I was living in LA, at least, like it was pretty hard to meet guys. I had like Bumble. I met a few guys off Bumble. I met a couple people off Tinder, but no one was really promising. I didn't meet anyone from dating apps or even living in LA that I actually dated. It was just for me, like it was pretty hard to meet guys that I actually were interested in dating. I just don't love like the stereotypical LA boy type. It's definitely not for me. I had to seek men elsewhere, which is why I was really never afraid of like doing a long distance thing, because honestly, sometimes you gotta look outside of your city for love. Sometimes the people that are around you are just like not doing it for you. I just had fun. I just lived for me. I just went out and like had a great time, but I don't think I ever was like super crazy like hooking up with a ton of people. I think I kept my shit together pretty well most of the time. Sometimes I was a little desperate, I will not lie. In my early single days, I think I just wanted like attention from guys. I was a little bit more desperate and would kind of like hook up with someone that maybe I wasn't even like planning on it. I don't know, just like dumb stuff that you do when you're young and single and like have like a drunk night or something like that, you know. Not necessarily like regrets. I don't think I have many regrets about people that I've like been with, but you know, just like being single and young, you're just gonna like do dumb shit sometimes. At least I did. And you just learn, you grow up, and you grow from those mistakes, and you learn like what you want and what's important to you. So the next one is, where do you see yourself in a couple years? How do you set goals? I'm really bad at thinking like more than a few months in the future. Honestly, I really can like picture my life more than 1 year in the future, because I feel like, especially in the past like few years, ever since I like moved out from Georgia and like moved to LA and then moved back to Georgia and then moved here, my life's just been like so unpredictable. I never thought I would be living in Boise. I also never thought I'd be like moving back to Atlanta for a few months after living in LA. Just things that I literally never saw for myself ended up happening. And that's kind of the funny thing about life, is I don't really like to plan it out too much in the future, because you never know where life's gonna lead you. You never know who you're gonna meet. You never know where you might end up. Like I said, I never thought I would end up in Idaho, but I actually really love it. I love living here. If I really had to see myself somewhere in a couple years, I want to be living in a house that that I absolutely love. I don't know if it's gonna be the time where I'm ready necessarily to like buy a house and settle down, but so I might still be renting, but I want to live in a house that I just absolutely love, that I'm super proud of. And I want to like have a lot of home body time. Like, I want to travel occasionally, but I want to really mostly be a homebody. Business wise, I think I would like to still be doing YouTube, hopefully. I mean, I plan on it. Still be doing YouTube and just like have expanded to bigger platforms. I want to expand my brand to be bigger, and I don't exactly know how I want to do that. I haven't like set up a plan of like, this is what I want to do in the next couple of years, so maybe that's something that I should do. I want to be more than comfortable with my living situation. Like, I really want to just be in a really good place where I have savings, and I'm like maybe saving up to buy a house. I'm just like happy in my relationship and all of the things. Where do I think I'll live? This kind of has to go with the next question, the last question, which is, do you think you'll move anywhere else in the country, or have you settled now? Me and Sean both want to live somewhere else besides Boise, especially because he's lived here since he was like 9 or 10 years old. Not like looking to do that anytime super soon, because I'm pretty happy living here right now, but I really want to live here for at least the next like year. I would be happy living here for 1 to 2 to maybe 3 more years, but we both are interested in moving to like maybe Oregon or Washington. I want to stay in the Pacific Northwest. I think he does too, but I think we both want to live maybe in a little bit more of a blue state, a little bit more of a 420 friendly state, if you ladies know what I mean. Idaho is not that way, even though it's right next to Oregon and Washington and it's close to Colorado and California. It's just like completely not like that. I mean, Boise is pretty cool, not conservative, but Idaho in general is pretty conservative. So that's kind of why we would like to move somewhere besides Idaho. But I do love it here in Boise. I'm really happy living here, but I definitely think we might move somewhere for a while, and you know, who knows, maybe in 5-10 years I'll come back to Boise. I do really love it here. If I could live anywhere, it would probably be in Vancouver, BC, or like around the area, not necessarily like in the middle of the city, but just in Vancouver in general. I love it there so much. Would love to live in Canada, but it's not something that's really feasible for me. I don't know how I would go about moving to Canada being an American. It's not very easy. So as close to Vancouver as I can get. So if we lived to somewhere like in Washington, I could totally like go up and visit Vancouver whenever I wanted to. That is the end of the Q&A. It was a pretty long one. It was like 30 minutes long or something like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Give this vlog a thumbs up this video a thumbs up if you made it until the end, and if you guys aren't subscribed, I would love if you subscribed and joined our channel fam, I guess you could say. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love you, and stay tuned for my next vlog or video. It will be up very shortly and I can't wait to see you then.